Minecraft has a nice range of different mobs and animals, but they tend to get a little old, and sometimes with the number of biomes in the game, it feels a tad empty. In this video, I'll be showing you the best Minecraft creature mods to add new mobs into the game to make things feel livelier just like it should be. Let's begin. Ottercraft. Otters are cute animals. I've seen them up close a few times on my travels, so this mod really stuck out to me because of the great model and animations that it has. The river otters in this mod spawn in rivers and swamps, and you can find them moving around on land and in water, meaning they're semi-aquatic mammals, and they'll spawn naturally or follow boats or swimming players just like dolphins do. You can use cod or salmon to tame and breed these little guys. Taming them gives a cool little life jacket, which you can actually dye into different colours, and if you're in for an adventure, you can also sit one of these guys on your boat and just go exploring. Chirpy's wildlife. I think this is one of the best animal mods out there in terms of density and its variation. This mod grants you access to 74 different animal and insect types, some that can be caught or re-released back into the wild. The birds, namely the songbirds, have beautiful songs that are actually unique to them. Small animals can also be put on player heads or on item frames, and some animals have some albino variants that you could be lucky enough to see. Some animals in the mod include bluebirds, robins and sparrows, goldfinches, anteaters, armadillos, beavers and hamsters, hedgehogs, monkeys, chameleons and geckos and iguanas, goldfish, jellyfish, anglerfish, ladybugs, dragonflies, hermit crabs, and so many other countless animals in a very long list that you really need to see for yourself. Snuffles. This super cute critter is a fluffy mob that you'll probably run into somewhere in the snowy biomes. These guys have really nice looking fur, and they can be bred together using potatoes, where they'll flap their tongues and run towards you if you're holding it in your hand. They're covered in frost, and they can be sheared with magma cream or fire, and then they'll leave a trail of snowflakes when they're moving across their path. They can regrow this frosty arrangement when walking in snow or powdered snow, but if you use slime balls, you can actually cycle through their 4 different hairstyle appearances. So it's kind of like they're going to the barber. Snow pig. This mod adds a frozen snow pig which drops a frozen pork chop that can be thawed into a standard pork chop item either by cooking or using fire aspect on the weapon when you slay the mob itself. All of the biomes that the pig spawns in are under the icy type biome list, so look for the frozen biomes if you want to find this guy. Just look at these guys at night time too. Just if you see their glowing eyes with the emissive textures that the mod uses, they look extra spooky like some type of ghost pigs in the mist. living things. Although the mobs are oh so simple in this mod, in fact I really do like it. All of the mobs are cute and they have a very classic Minecraft mod style, just like the old Minecraft mods. The mod adds elephants, giraffes, lions, sharks, penguins, ostriches, flamingos, crabs, manta rays, owls, ancient blazers, koalas, snails, monkeys, netherites, seahorses, and more like the custom Shroomy mob. These simple mobs really fit into Minecraft's style, and they have a perfect appearance, with many of the newer mobs in the mod actually looking far more detailed too. Doctor Who Weeping Angels. This Doctor Who mod adds the Weeping Angels into Minecraft, eerie statues that come to life, and if you look away, they'll teleport you to a completely random place in a totally surprise dimension, where you'll find yourself confused. The timey-wimey detector item is crucial if you want to get an audible notification of where you are nearby the angels. In that case, you can run or approach them with caution. The only way to destroy these menaces is either by crumbling them, by chipping away at them with a pickaxe, or by using the Chronodyne generator to blast them away into a wormhole where they can no longer harm you. If you want to see a full showcase of this mod, and also the Doctor Who New TARDIS mod, I did whole showcase videos on those on my channel. Wandering Trapper. This brand new villager type, the Wandering Trapper entity, is a mob that spawns within the cold biomes of the game, within snowy taigas and snowy tundras for an example, and it's an NPC that you can trade with just like the Wandering Traders. This guy spawns around randomly with a wolf companion, selling different animal pelts such as beaver, mink, marten, fox and snow fox, and polar bear pelts in exchange for emeralds or other items like clocks and lanterns. This mod also adds a new villager profession to the game. These pelts are very sought after by villagers, where they're high in demand in the villages, where they can be sold to the furrier, who will trade a generous number of emeralds to acquire them. Mythic Mounts. Mythic Mounts adds a range of 40 new tameable animals which are found located across the different biomes in the world, which include flying, terrestrial and aquatic style animals, each that can be equipped with armor sets and used for storage via their inventory slots, which you can expand. These creatures have small baby variants and they can be tamed to attempt to repeatedly bend them to your will, so that you can instruct them to stay or sit. You can also breed these animal mounts together, which requires them to both be tamed. Baby mounts fed warped fungus before maturation will grow into miniature mounts, and you can also pet them. The summoning staff is an item that's crafted from a bell, feathers, sticks, a name tag and an ender pearl, and it's used to link mounts to it and then call them from a short distance away to teleport them straight to you. Teletubbies Mod. If you were a fan of Teletubbies as a kid, then this might be a fun throwback to you, and also quite a humorous mod. It adds Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, Po, Nunu and the Tiddlytubbies into the plains biome where the sun smiles at you. You can also find the Teletubby Dome and voice trumpets in the same biome too, where you can make the Tubby toast and custard. Now, you may have kind of gasped at this mod being featured, but this mod isn't actually as pleasant as it may seem on the surface, because when night falls, zombie Teletubbies will rise from the dead and try to get you. Didn't expect that one coming, huh? Grizzly Bear Mod. Just like how Minecraft has polar bears, this mod adds grizzly bears to the game, which look and behave in a very similar way, with adult and baby variants too. They attack small animals in the woods, and they spawn naturally throughout the taiga biomes, but beware, they are actually quite dangerous. Even if they seem quite cute and approachable, I definitely think twice about venturing too far into the woods if you see some bears. Just like in real life, a bear attack is definitely potentially deadly, and it's no different when playing this mod in Minecraft. Aqua Creepers. If creepers weren't deadly enough, then perhaps now they will be. As you search for those ocean monuments and strongholds underwater, you can now run into an aqua creeper. This mod basically adds another reason to stay away from the water. It adds the brand new aqua creepers to the game that are basically just fish versions of creepers, but they're pretty fast and they can blow you out of the water, literally. Even if you're on a boat, you're not safe, so you better get rowing pretty fast. AdventureZ. This mod brings a brand new end boss to the game called the Blackstone Golem, along with other dangerous mobs and creatures. This is a new mod which has been developed alongside the 1.16 update, so it has great support for the new Nether content from the Nether update. The boss will war with the piglings and call to its beast for help. The Blackstone Golem is comprised of basalt stone and magma, and it's a tough one to beat, and he looks pretty awesome. The piglin beast will spawn randomly and attack other piglins and mine nether gold ore. In the Soul Sand Valley, you'll now see a dark rider called the Soul Reaper that rides on a black skeleton horse called Nightmare, who will come for your soul. In Nether Fortresses, there's also more foes to face. That's the Necromancer, as well as a secondary one, which is the Blaze Guardian. During the thunderstorm in the overworld, you can also face the Summoner Skeleton that's protected by his own personal skeleton guard with a shield. By searching nether bastions or bartering with the piglins, you should obtain blackstone shards and use a stone cutter to make 4 chiseled blackstone, and then create a blackstone block frame with each chiseled block around it, and then place the shards in the holders to begin the boss summoning ritual. There's some great new items and even a new armor set in this mod, so it's worth downloading. Spiders 2.0. This mod is not so much made for adding brand new mobs, but it's a little overhaul for spiders that I think is long overdue. If you thought vanilla spiders are not as scary as they should be, and that perhaps they climb in a weird and less than realistic manner, then you should use this mod. Spiders 2.0 basically allows standard spiders and cave spiders to walk alongside walls and upon ceilings, improving on their AI and pathfinding so that they can wind around all obstacles and creep and crawl about as they should. This mod is not for the faint-hearted. If you have arachnophobia, I wouldn't recommend trying this mod because it actually makes spiders have a truly looming presence that they just don't usually have in the game. Animalium. This mod brings 5 brand new creatures and animals, each with their own custom look and behaviours. When you defeat one of these animals, you pick up their body and then you can shear it with a sword to harvest the meat from it. There is a fish with red eyes, presumably the piranha, a type of shark, a crocodile, a penguin, as well as an ostrich. Although it's small, this is a nice little mod. Blocklings. Spawning mostly in grassy based areas, these little guys are small blocky creatures that can be tamed using flowers. They can do different tasks for you in your world and be used as a means of getting both XP or leveling up. For an example, they can protect you from enemies at night time or mine alongside you underground, or even chop down trees or harvest crops for you. If you ever wanted your very own little helper, or just a worker that will do your bidding, then this mod is just for that. ChocoCraft 3. This mod adds creatures from the Final Fantasy video game franchise called Chocobos to Minecraft. These mobs are rideable and each have different colours, stats and attributes to them to make them unique. To find the most basic of the animal, you can search in the wild and then feed them with Geishal Green to tame them. This is a crop you can find naturally or plant and grow. Using Geishal, the chocobos can be bred, letting them lay eggs that can be put in a nest to hatch additional chocobos. The baby chicobo then grows into the chocobo, although they are born into the wild and have to be tamed once they're born. They can inherit stats and colours from their parents and even take on new colours or attributes, which is really awesome too. Exotic birds. animals. This mod is a mod solely for adding beautiful birds to your Minecraft install. I love birds and I'm sure a lot of us, me included, have had them at some point in the past as pets. There's so many types of birds, all of different colours and looks, and that's why this mod is pretty nice. This adds over 30 brand new birds to your game that spawn under a variety of different conditions and across multiple biomes, with many different species which bring the count to more than 100 bird variations to choose from. The great thing is that they also have great sound to accompany them too. The birds have eggs that can spawn in the world every now and again, and they have a 30% chance to hatch. You can increase this value by using blaze powder on them for a 15% increased chance, or use an egg incubator for a 5% bonus to the hatching chance. Nests can be right click to access their inventory, and they store eggs in an eggshell and naturally generate around the world, usually on treetops. The sweet thing about the mod is that it has a bird encyclopedia that gives information on the birds and species contained in the mod, as well as their habitat and diet, which is a unique feature that I haven't seen personally in any other mod before. You can identify the bird eggs using an egg identifier along with redstone dust in it to see what they are or to turn them into something else. There's a really interesting diversity of birds and flying animals in this mod. Some examples are owls, woodpeckers that you can hear on the trees around you, parrots of all different colours, pink flamingos, toucans, swans, ostriches, and so many more. Animalium. This mod adds 4 brand new aggressive mobs that are hostile to the player. The first is the piranha that spawns in rivers and swamps or any type of water body at or below sea level. They swim super fast to attack players whilst in the water, and they'll even occasionally leap upon dry land to tail them, although this won't end well for them once they're out of water. Wild dogs spawn in all biomes other than water biomes or dimensions like the Nether or End. They are fast and they will chase down the player, jumping and usually attacking in groups. Brown bears are large mobs in this mod that spawn in the same conditions as dogs, and they'll maul you if you come close. The last mob is the rat that spawns in the same biomes as both dogs and bears. They have low health and they hit for small damage, but can be a bigger problem when multiple attack you at once. They only attack the player at night or in low light situations when they feel threatened. They have a 1 to 10 chance of stealing an item that you're holding when they attack you, so beware. You can make some cool gear in the mod too though, with the mob drops that drop from the mobs in here. For an example, the wild dog pelt boots can be made, or the bear claw paxel, which is a type of special multi-tool. Familiar Fauna. Although it's been discontinued at this point, this mod is for 1.12.2, which is very popular still, so I figured I'd feature it nonetheless. This mod adds a number of high quality looking mobs to the game that make Minecraft more immersive and look very nice. There's the deer, which spawn in forests and wander around the grassy fields. Then there are butterflies, which you'll probably find fluttering around a plains biome, snails that usually congregate near a swamp or marshland area, as well as dragonflies that spawn in similar conditions. Another cool looking mob is the turkeys, which spawn in forests and look pretty. There's a magical fantasy looking mob here too called the pixie, which will fly around flower forest biomes at dusk, lighting up the area with a magical blue glow. Rats is a fun mod that adds, you guessed it, rats to Minecraft. This is a mod I'm featuring not only because it's unique, but also because I featured the mod Ratlantis, an add-on for this mod, to my top 10 Dimensions mods video, so I figured it'd be fitting to feature the core rats mod in the mobs video too. Rats adds new rat mobs that spawn naturally in the overworld at night time. The mobs are scared of players and they flee when you're in close proximity to them, although they can be mischievous and become a little bit of a problem. It may be time to call in pest control because these rats can burrow through wooden walls and steal items from you like seeds and food from your chests, or even ravage your crops. Unleashing these little guys into a village could be pretty catastrophic. What's more, they can even sneak through fences and crawl through doors, which is really interesting. Just like in real life with mice and rats, you'll need to craft a rat trap from an iron bar, iron trapdoor, and 3 wooden slabs to catch them in their tracks and protect your home from pests. You can also turn your game into a Tom and Jerry like experience by using ocelots and cats for a more traditional means of defense. That, or you can just upgrade your house to stone and avoid most of these issues. To tame wild rats, you can use cheese, which is cheese made in a cauldron with milk. You drop the cheese on the ground, and once it is fed upon it around 10 to 15 times, it will be tamed. By sneak clicking them, you can even put them on your head or shoulders, and they even have an accessible inventory, and they can also be commanded to do multiple things for their owner. You can also use cheese as food for the player too if you want to be a little more boring. Waddles. This nice little mod adds brand new penguins into the game. Right now in vanilla Minecraft we have polar bears and snow golems, but what if you wanted to spice up those snowy and ice biomes with a bit more life? That's why the Waddles mod is a perfect addition to Minecraft for any bird lover or fan of cute penguins. It's about time Minecraft added penguins at this point, which is why you should use this mod. The mod supports the pre-existing Minecraft biomes such as ice plains, cold beach, frozen ocean, frozen river, and many more of the standard snow and ice biomes, as well as any other modded snowy biome without a forest. The two primary biomes they spawn in by default are the snowy tundra and ice-spiked biomes. The penguins waddle around and have custom new models, realistic new sounds, and more. It's basically like having vanilla penguins because they fit into the game so well. Mystical World. Designed as not only a custom creature mod but more of a general enhancement project for the game, the Mystical World mod is a pretty strong contender in terms of adding new creatures and life to your game too. It adds a collection of brand new creatures which are the fox that spawns in forests, plains and wintry areas, beetles that you can find in swamps, jungles and forests that drop slime, frogs that appear in swamps and jungles and also drop slime, and also deer which spawn everywhere and can be used for food or crafting leather items. There's silkworms, lava cats found in the nether, ender minis which are new neutral end dimension inhabitants, owls that fly around in forests, and also sprouts which are plant-like creatures coming in many different colours. Zoo and wild animals rebuilt. I haven't used this mod for a long time, but it has to be now one of my favourite mod and creature adding mods. It's based upon the original ZAWA mod, but it adds updated AI behaviour, animals, models, and a lot more to build upon the old version to make it better and more up to date. The mod has the plan in mind to add over 100 species of animals to the game and aims to add as many species and variety of wildlife from the real planet Earth as it can. It just doesn't add creatures though, it also adds blocks, items, plant life and weapons to the wilderness to help you survive, capture animals and build your own awesome zoo system. Some of the mobs this mod adds are turtles, alligators and crocodiles, dolphins and killer whales, tigers and cheetahs, elephants, giraffes, rhinos, zebras, gorillas and monkeys, parrots and other tropical birds, and a whole lot more I didn't mention. It's a pretty extensive mod, and if you generally want to improve the diversity and amount of wildlife in Minecraft, then check this mod out, especially if you want to build a really big awesome zoo, very similar to games such as Planet Zoo or Zoo Tycoon. If that's what you're interested in, this mod has it all. JurassiCraft. Inspired by Jurassic Park as well as Jurassic World, the JurassiCraft mod is a mod to add prehistoric creatures and dinosaurs to the game. This mod is super unique and had to take a place on this list for how interesting it is and how fresh it makes your game in terms of originality. Using this mod you can splice and extract DNA from old fossils and amber and process it to create dinosaurs by placing the newly obtained DNA into eggs to hatch them. There are currently around 10 different dinosaur variants, and there's also awesome prehistoric plants too. There are new decoration blocks added to the game to let you build and construct your very own Jurassic Park or Jurassic World or a similar themed dinosaur conservation park, or even a museum because it adds skeletons and fossils too. You can also drive around in style to get around your park in a vehicle or around your Minecraft world easier, with brand new vehicles such as jeeps and park buggies just like the movies. Better Animals Plus. Better Animals Plus mainly serves as an expansion mod to the original Better Animals mod that improves pre-existing vanilla Minecraft creatures, although it can also be used as a standalone mod by itself, which is what I'm doing here. It breathes new life into your game by bringing new creatures to the world with unique models and aesthetic, and in different groups such as passive, hostile, and also a new mini-boss. The mod adds deers that roam the forests, pheasants, squirrels, reindeer, lammergeier birds that fly above mountains, black bears, coyotes, goats, jellyfish, brown bears, feral wolves, tarantula spiders, boars, mooses, zotspire, which are aggressive giant bats, and a whole lot more I didn't have time to mention, such as the Hishgeist, which is a spectral moose mini-boss. The mod's creatures are all mostly unique and fresh and are beautifully modelled and animated, and they seamlessly integrate into the Minecraft vanilla art style and feel. If you want high quality animals that are a lot better than most of the other mods, then Better Animals Plus definitely brings that to the game. Primitive Mobs. This is a really nice mod for adding lore-friendly vanilla-style NPCs and characters into Minecraft without affecting the current theme and feeling. Basically, Primitive Mobs adds 25 brand new mobs to Minecraft that behave differently and serve different purposes, and there's a collection of both monsters and passive NPCs in there. There's a chameleon which can be bred and tamed, as well as used to create camouflage armor, the treasure slime that has a random item inside itself that will drop upon defeating it, haunted tools that wander about and attack you when provoked and that drop themselves, 3 brand new creatures including the Rocket Creeper, Festive Creeper and Support Creeper, the Travelling Merchant which is similar to the current vanilla version but slightly better, and many more new additions to spice up your Minecraft world. One of my favourite hostile mob spawns in this mod is the Spider family, which is a spider mother with little spiderlings on its back in a jockey style that surround it and ride on it, making for a more tough creepy crawly encounter. There's so many more that I can't fully cover in this video, such as goblins which are in a Terraria style fashion, and one of my other favourites, the Trollager, which is a hulking troll that turns to stone during daytime but can be found everywhere during the night, even underground, and will use one of 3 different attacks to defeat the player. Mo Creatures. It would be a crime to not put Mo Creatures on a high place on this list because it's probably the most well-known Minecraft mod of all time. If you've played Modpacks before Minecraft 1.12.2 or modded the game for a fairly long time, it's highly likely that you've at least heard of Mo Creatures by Dr. Zark, even if you haven't played with it. This was one of the best Minecraft mods for adding new mobs to the game back in the day, each with their own awesome custom models and animations, a mod that was groundbreaking for its time when there really was a scarcity of this type of quality of mods back then, and it still holds up to this day as a great mod, regardless of it only supporting up to version 1.12.2 as of current. The mod adds over 60 brand new creatures and monsters to your world. Since it's a pretty old mod at this stage, a lot of the creatures in this mod have been added as real vanilla mobs in the official game now, such as the polar bears, horses and donkeys, and dolphins for example. There's a ton of exotic animals such as the African animals, alpine animals, arctic creatures and more for this mod, and it's great to create a zoo or make the world inhabited by new types and species for added realism. The great thing though is it comes with a companion mod, which is the Mob Spawner mod. This allows you to control the spawn probability and locations of all the custom creatures using a menu, Lycanites Mobs. One of the more popular mob and creature mods right now, Lycanites Mobs, is a fairly extensive mod that was originally designed with heavy inspiration from the Doom game series, basically adding many of the demons from Doom to the game, although it has flourished into something a lot bigger as a project now. The mod adds a whole collection of cool and strange new mobs to the game that spawn in different biomes and terrain types, and there's even huge bosses in a World of Warcraft style that spawn in the overworld or that can be summoned. The mod also spawns new creatures in other dimensions such as the Nether. This mod is really nice, but it can be a little problematic and surprising as you'll encounter things such as fire elementals around lava or flames, tree spriggans from tall grass and crops, theoretically small tree monsters as well as large tree monsters spawning around forests that blend in, and a whole bunch more that can make the game a little more challenging and sometimes annoying. It's a really nice mod though that adds extremely unique content and it's worth trying, but it's not so in tune with keeping the game in a vanilla style though, so be warned if that's what you're trying to actually retain. But if you want mayhem and a whole collection of weird and wonderful mobs, give Lycanites Mobs a try. Mowzie's Mobs. The same quality over quantity almost certainly applies to Mowzie's Mobs. Basically this mod doesn't add as many new mobs as a lot of the other mods on this list do, but it definitely makes up for the lack in numbers with its high quality. This mod adds a collection of fictional new creatures to the game that are really unique and come in many different themes and styles with clever AI behaviour. But the mod doesn't just add creatures, it also adds brand new bosses, and a lot of the creatures are kind of like mini bosses too in how they behave. Firstly, there's the Phaliath, which is a jungle man-eater plant that blends in but will also attack the player after it emerges from its very innocent looking plant form into a Mario style enemy. Secondly, there's the Ferrous Rortsnaut, which is an armoured knight that spawns underground. Ancient guards who attack any who seek them out. They can be pretty hard to defeat, but they have specific weaknesses and drop high quality items such as their helmet and axe that they wield. The Barracoa are also tribesmen that spawn in the savanna biomes in groups and are commanded by a leader, with each member having a different weapon. These guys will drop random masks with different buffs when the player wears them after they're defeated. Another boss is Barracoa the Sun Chief, who the tribe members members are named after, and he can use solar flares and powers of the sun to attack the player. When he is defeated, he drops a mask item called the Soul Visage that allows you to create Barracuda followers for yourself. This mod is super extensive, and there's a lot of other awesome mobs in the mod that you will discover if you try it for yourself. Ice and fire dragons in a whole new light. This is a mod that I tried out pretty recently and I really enjoyed it. It's a very unique one in comparison to a lot of mods on this list, and it just took the #1 spot in this video for the unique features it adds and the fact that there's just not many mods out there that adds dragons or the other things that this mod has. You've probably already gathered it from the title, but the mod adds 2 types of dragons: fire breathing dragons and ice breathing ones. Fire dragons mainly inhabit most of the places in Minecraft, whilst you'll most likely only find ice dragons in the frozen biomes or the more distant places of the world. The coolest thing about this mod is the dragon roosts, which spawn above ground, and also the caverns, which are basically caves underground or in mountains where dragons sleep in their lairs upon great treasures such as gold in a very hobbit-like fashion. You can also ride and tame dragons in this mod and put armor on them for defense and use them as a fully fledged mount to fly around on. Anyone who is a big fan of Skyrim will be at home in this mod as you seek and defeat dragons around the world. There's so much to do in this mod, and fans of both fantasy and dragons will find this mod fascinating and something new to do in Minecraft. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and tell me in the comments below which of these 10 mods was your favourite and why, and tell me about any other cool creature mods that I missed that deserves a feature on this video.